Hi, this is Tim Grant, your 5-minute QuickBooks professor. Today talking about how to reconcile the inventory asset account on your balance sheet with the inventory valuation summary. It's very important that these two reports match because the balance sheet reflects the value, just like of any bank account or any other asset on your balance sheet, and the inventory valuation summary is the detail behind that number on the balance sheet. So here we have under current assets our inventory asset 46,151.05, and we go to the inventory valuation summary over here, and the inventory valuation summary is simply the individual items all listed, assemblies and inventory parts, your on-hand quantities times the average cost of those items gives us each individual asset value, and at the bottom is our total value, and in this case it equals our balance sheet. But believe me, I've seen hundreds of files over the years, and probably 95% of the time these two reports do not match, and it's very critical that they do in case of an audit, that you have the backup for the inventory valuation summary to match your inventory asset account. So there's 4 ways to go about making sure that these will match. 2 affect the inventory or item list, and the other 2 affect the individual inventory asset account. So the first trick that we use is we want to go to our item list, and we want to run a report, our item listing report, and we can get rid of a lot of the fields on here. I'm going to get rid of my description, my type, quantity on hand, unit measure, price, cost, sales, tax codes. All of these are not necessary. Okay. And the accounts that I do want to have are the account, asset account, and COGS account, as well as the type. And let me go back and add that. I think I dropped that off. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to put these in an order. It makes it easy to read. Okay. And put my COGS over here. So these are the accounts that all apply to inventory parts and assemblies, and you want to just scroll down and make sure that you have the items all posting to the correct accounts. If they don't, just drill down and change the individual item to the account that it's supposed to be. Now realize that that change can affect prior financial periods, so be careful when you go to change that account. The other thing that we do is kind of a modification of this is simply I'm going to add the quantity on hand, and I'm going to filter the report for active status. I'm going to change this to not active. What would happen is I'd be looking for an item that's inactive that has a quantity on hand. If I find those, I want to drill down to that item and I want to identify it, and I'm going to have to do an inventory adjustment to bring that quantity to 0. So I'm going to have to activate the item, do a quantity adjustment to bring it down to 0, and then inactivate the item again. The reason being is that those quantities for inactive items are dropping off the inventory valuation summary, but it will still be included on the inventory asset account. So let's go there. We do that by going to Lists, Chart of Accounts, and our inventory asset account. So here I can do a quick report on this account, customize the report, and then filter it for a transaction type of just the journal entries. This is a very common mistake because what happens is users will post a journal entry directly to the inventory asset account, but journal entries do not directly impact the items themselves, which is what is tied to the inventory valuation summary. So that will throw the 2 off. You'll have an improper posting to the inventory asset account. And then the last trick that we use, it's a little more complicated, is we go down here to Reports, Customize Reports, and Transaction Detail. I want to run this for all periods, and I want to run this for just my inventory asset account. And I'm going to add items to this report. And take that item, and then I'm going to sort it also by that item. Now what happens is all transactions that post to the inventory asset account should have an item attached to them. So any of them that don't will float here to the top of this report because it's sorted by item, and anything that's here that is other than 0 is going to be needed to have a journal entry to back it out in the current period to bring your reports into line. And those are the 4 tricks that you use. This will solve 99% of your issues if your inventory valuation summary and your inventory asset don't match. My name is Tim Grant. I'm your 5-Minute QuickBooks professor. Thank you for joining us.